Hello, everybody in the YouTube world or whatever world that you're watching this from, because I know videos can be shared easily, so of course you can go to different sites. But anyway, um, continue on with the video. This is a WWE SmackDown results for April 7th, 2012. Here we go. So at the beginning, the show starts out with a graphic stating memory of Chief Jay Strongbow, which that's kind of sad. He passed away, but yeah. Rest in peace, Jay. You'll always remembered by the W Universe or people who are obsessed with wrestling and love wrestling and remember you by heart. Um, so we begin the Lauren Addis era on SmackDown with a man who makes coffee an accessory, David Otunga, and he has his Crimson Beret blazer. David introduces everyone to the new general manager of the show. John walks the ring with David and he welcomes everybody to SmackDown. He says that he knows that everyone is excited about tonight as him because there will be no competitive leadership. My butt. John says hello to Bertie and he is not smiling. But Michael is smiling enough for everyone at the announce table. John says that this was the start of a new era and he proclaims that it will be people power. John says that he hopes the transition is smooth. He wants Teddy Long to come out to thank him for all his years of service on SmackDown. Teddy comes out and he is not in a dancing mood. John starts to talk and Teddy interrupts him. Teddy says that being on the job has one benefit. It gives him the freedom to tell Johnny to go to hell. Teddy says that he did not come out here to whine and complain about what happened on Sunday. Teddy says that he's living with the results. Teddy says that everyone told him that he was crazy to come to SmackDown and even crazier to come to ring. Teddy says that he could not walk away from SmackDown because it was the greatest job that he ever had without taking the WWE Universe. Teddy says that he hopes that everyone had as much fun. Well, he thinks the first typo on the site. As much fun watching SmackDown as he also texted me as he had during being the general manager. Teddy wants a holla, 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 and the crowd or the fans at home gives it to him. John cuts Teddy music and he tells Teddy that he interrupted him. John offers Teddy a new job in his administration. Teddy thinks about it and says that he needs a job, but he will not work for Johnny. He tells Johnny to take his job and shove it. John mentions Teddy's grandchildren and their college educations. David reminds Teddy about the college fund that the WWE set for Teddy's children. The college fund is controlled by the SmackDown general manager. John suggests that Teddy accept the job because the job fund will be safe. He tells Teddy he can trust him because his word is golden. John offers his hand but pulls it back before Teddy can shake it. John wants Teddy to say that John Laurinaitis is better than him. Teddy says that Johnny is better than him, but John does not think everyone heard him. Teddy says it again, and John tells Teddy to go back to work on his job. Teddy asks what his job is, and Johnny says that he's not sure what his job would be. Then Johnny announces 2 matches for tonight's show. Randy Orton will face Kane in a rematch from Sunday. David Otunga will face R-Truth, but it will be a handicap match with Otunga being joined by Mark Henry. Because Otunga is a whip and he can't wrestle by himself. Yay! Okay, then we go to commercial. I can't help you people. Sorry. People need to shut the heck up and leave me alone. La 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 la. Okay, match number 1. David Otunga and Mark Henry versus R-Truth. Of course, you know the winner will be Mark Henry and David Otunga. Yeah. R-Truth. Okay, then after the match, Kane's pyro goes off and he makes his way to the ring. We go to commercial. Don't see the point in that. But anyway, And then when we get back from commercial, we're back with information about this week's Super SmackDown and the best from the past. I would honestly like to look at the past right now with WWE and in the current WWE, but that's a different story in a different video. Match number 2, Randy Orton versus Kane and a no disqualification match. All I gotta say about that is, wow, that was crazy. I actually enjoyed it. Winner was Randy Orton. Then we go to commercial. And then we're back, and it was time for us to look at the photos of the world title match, and you probably seen the whole match again in case you missed it on Sunday. Then we get a recap of Roberto interrupting Sheamus promo on Monday. Really? You probably wonder I'm talking talk like that before I go, really. Because I have a thing with this new Super Show. It was nice while it lasted, but there's a reason why Vince McMahon created SmackDown. Okay? What happens on Raw stays on Raw. What happens on SmackDown stays on SmackDown. The only reason that you would change from SmackDown to Raw is if the draft, or 2, you're going against a champion, any belt champion or anybody that's on a certain roster, a different show. Those are the only 2 reasons why I could be on that show. Different show, anyway. So, I'm not saying, like, the Super Show was bad, like, the first time. It was different, you know. People were like, oh, that's nice. Let's see how that works. Well, when you do it constantly, kind of gets bland, and especially when they can't book Raw right lately, no. And then for SmackDown, I know it's the B show. It's supposed to be the B show. It's always been the B show because it was created second after Raw was created. But don't show highlights from Raw. Whatever happens on Raw stays on Raw. And what happens on SmackDown stays on SmackDown. I can't be any clearer than this. I'm trying to say it the nicest way possible. So, in the nicest way possible, I'm going to say this. Keep your stuff on one brand and don't mix it with another brand. There's 2 different brands for a reason. Vince, you created SmackDown for a different reason so people can watch different wrestling other than Raw. Okay? Okay? Know your reason, stick with your reason, and know your role. Yes, I know Rock said the know your role, but guess what? He's absolutely right. Know your role and stick to the criteria that you have set when you make stuff like this. Gotta do it. Anyway, so, and then we get a match with Barry Stevens versus Ryback in a so poor jobber match. I'm sorry, but I like Ryback, but no. It just makes the independent wrestling companies and their wrestlers look very, very horrible. Sorry, but they're not horrible because they work their butts off to get into the WWE. That takes a lot of work. Sorry. Don't insult the independent wrestling company because that's where a lot of people like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and all those people come from. So don't mess with them. And another thing I wanted to add when I was watching this, I didn't appreciate, even if it was scripted or not, I didn't appreciate the superstars in the back watching this and laughing their butts off. I'm sorry, but that's just cruel. Not just in general, but it's cruel to the wrestler because they're trying to make the name for themselves, and they have to deal with being completely dominated by a really heavy-set guy. So, yeah, just making my point very clear. And the right winner is Ryback. Then we keep getting, after the match, we keep getting shots of Daniel Bryan walking, AJ Lee cautiously following him, and then we get to commercial. Then eventually got to where Daniel Bryan goes to the ring, and AJ goes to the ring, and they have this, I wouldn't say argument, but a debate about what's been going on for the past week, and what happened at WrestleMania, and eventually it escalated to where AJ was trying to help Daniel Bryan and trying to enlighten him what's been going on with the fans and the crowd reactions and all that, but Daniel didn't want to understand that, and he thought the opposite, and eventually he dumped AJ, and yeah, I'm just all I gotta say is, Brian's lucky that I was not in AJ's shoes, because if I had a guy do that to me in front of millions of people, I would beat the crap out of him. No, like most women, I wouldn't kick him in the balls. I would actually beat the crap out of him and like put him in a submission mode or something and make him try to tap out, and no one can help him because we're not a match. But anyway, that's just my thing. And then we have Big Show versus Heath Slater after this, with Cody Rhodes in commentary during the match. Winner Big Show, because of course it's Heath Slater. Of course Heath Slater's gonna join Big Show. But then we had Cody and his deal with Big Show. And then we have highlights of Chris Jericho putting alcohol and hitting Punk with the head with alcohol with the beer bottle on Raw, because people don't know how to put things on Raw and leave it on Raw. And of course that's typical WWE. It's getting me annoyed, and I bet other people are annoyed, just like I am. Hallelujah. But anyway, and then we get another match. Beth Phoenix versus Nikki Bella. Winner, Beth Phoenix. Oh my gosh. And then we have another tribute video for Chief Jay Strongbow. Poor guy. And then we get comments from Damien Shadow. I will say what it says on here because I like Damien Shadow. Because he's a very enlightened character and I enjoy him. But anyway, he says that anyone who makes the distinction from between education and entertainment don't know the first thing about anything that as he quotes Marshall Cunningham. Entertainment in our society as a tragic all-time low, riddled with nonsensical pop culture, and has little or no moral, social, or educational qualities. Gone are the days when the masses were entertained by works from the likes of Shakespeare and Mozart. It is unhonorably replaced by the following lives of desperate housewives, or fists pumping to ears shouting bass in a sea of false tans and false bravados. Historically, one can judge a civilization as to how they choose to entertain themselves. It is a reflection on their moral code. The mirror shows a people of laziness, mediocrity, and complicity. Damon says that he vows to never blame people for this ignorance. He will rescue people from that ignorance. He says that everyone is welcome. Then we go to Raw Rebound. Everyone talking about Rock on the commentary table. And we talk about the Three Stooges and see that the Three Stooges will be on Raw on Monday night. Yay! Match number 6. Alberto Del Rio with Ricardo Rodriguez versus Sheamus in a non-title match. Ricardo won. Sheamus would have broke it to the referee. Yada yada. It was okay. But anyway, that's the results for SmackDown April 7th, 2012.